Hello there, welcome to another one. So, beginning of the year, I had decided that I was gonna start to do calisthenics and take my fitness journey a little bit more seriously. So, we would be on 2 months of me doing the journey, and I just wanted to reflect on 60 days, if you will, of starting calisthenics. A journey which I think coming into it, I never truly understood what it really entailed. We always look at calisthenics as just bodyweight exercises. You're gonna get stronger, you're gonna get a better physique, and you just jump straight into it, and this is basically my 2-month reflection and the things that I've learned. So first and foremost, I would say the first thing I'm learning is that your body can do amazing things. As a beginner 35-year-old calisthenics in fitness, I got humbled quite a lot. I couldn't do more than 5 pull-ups and I couldn't do more than 15 push-ups. A lot of the exercises I was struggling with, and at the beginning it really messed up with my self-esteem, because it felt like I bit off more than I can chew. But as time gradually went, especially like a month in, I started realizing I was getting stronger without even noticing. It's weird because you go to the gym and you show up every day for yourself and it seems like there's no progress, right? And then you skip a few days, come back, and all of a sudden you do 10 push-ups and you're not even tired, you're not even breathing hard, So that's what's happening to me whenever I was doing a skill training. When I tried doing an L-sit, that was the most difficult thing. My body would shake so bad, and I've never given time to myself to practice an L-sit, honestly. But a few weeks ago, I just decided, hey, let me start practicing my L-sit, and I just couldn't believe it. My core was just stronger. I wasn't shaking as much. Obviously, my form is not perfect since I've not been practicing it regularly, but it just feels like your body surprises you. You just get shocked at what you can do. And that's something I'm learning, that when you give it a chance, when you start pushing it beyond its limits and getting out of your comfort zone, you will yield results. Because I think the big problem with me is that I go to the gym today and I work out my abs today, and when I look in the mirror, I want to see my 6-packs already. Like, that's how impatient I am with the whole journey. But I'm starting to realize that the slow progress is a lot of progress when I look at where I was when I first started versus to where I am right now. I can actually say that I'm happy, It's very motivating, and it's actually quite cool to see something like that. So yeah, my body has been doing amazing things for me, and let's see how far I can take it again. Now, another lesson that I'm learning is that this journey is super, super difficult. It is. Nobody prepares you for this. The showing up every day, showing up for yourself, being humbled. Being in your 30s, I don't know, there's a certain level of thinking we tend to have where you think you need to have everything figured out. And now here you are back as a beginner, you're like an infant on these things. And then you get to the park and you see someone doing pull-ups and push-ups so easily, And that is very demoralizing. So, and then you try to keep up with what other people are doing. So there's a lot of difficulty that comes with this journey, not just physically, but also mentally, because it's, first of all, the exercises are really difficult. That's the whole point of it. But once we start finding things difficult, we really want to drop our toys and just give up on the journey. And I never understood it until I was really in it. I had days where I just never saw the point of going to go work out, because I was like, what's the point? I can't do a pull-up. I've been struggling. But I'm just glad that I pushed through, because it wasn't meant to be easy. That's the conversation I'm having with myself right now, where I'm starting to realize the things that you work hard for are the ones that are most worth it. The easy come, easy go statement is very true, even in this sense, where someone asked me, where they said, if I could acquire a skill tomorrow, like an L-sit, would I be happy with it? And I realized that sometimes this is why I'm here right now. I really love the journey. I enjoy seeing a before gradually through the journey and the after. And that's why now, even with the difficulty, I'm really happy to be in it, because I want to do the difficult things. I want to conquer what looked impossible and make it look manageable. Not even easy, but just get through it. So that's where I'm at with it, Yeah. So number 3, what I'm learning is there's more to fitness than just exercise. We probably see this a lot where, we often hear about preparedness, So sometimes I think we look at these exercise journeys just thinking, I just need to go to the gym. But this gym is only a percentage of what fitness really is, isn't it? So I am gradually learning that even my social life, my mentality, even like the way I approach things nowadays, they affect how I look at fitness. As I made on my last point, that I'm starting to want to do difficult things, and exercise is not just the only way to go about it. Hold on. So what I'm discovering is that there is more to fitness than just the exercises. I've been so obsessed with learning a pull-up. I've been more obsessed with learning the dips and all the technical elements, that we tend to forget that muscles need to work together, especially when you're doing calisthenics, where it's essential for your body to be mobile. The mobility of the body is very important. And that's where you also need to do some sort of conditioning for yourself, taking care of your body, the things that you eat, the things that you consume. For me, more than anything, I think the going to bed early, because I tend to be more productive in the morning. So I do have to be in bed by 11, because my workouts are early in the morning, around 5:30. So if I don't go to bed early, it's very difficult for me to wake up in the morning. Or even if I do, I feel very lethargic and it's difficult for me to do any exercises. So just bear that in mind. And obviously the diet plays a big role in how you're gonna perform, and because the food that we consume will obviously affect how our body is. But that's a topic for another day, So yeah. There's more to fitness than exercising. And don't forget your recovery, guys. I know we want to exercise hard. We want to get to our goals very quick, but recovery is so important. It's important to rest your muscles. It's also important to rest your mind. I think my favorite times of exercising is the day before a rest day, I don't know, I just feel so good knowing that when I'm doing this exercise tomorrow, I don't have to do anything. Recovery is essential, especially in our 30s, where our bodies don't recover as quick as they did when we were in our 20s. And can't believe I'm actually saying this, but yeah, that's just the reality of the matter right now. But just take your recovery very seriously, because it is very essential in your growth moving forward. Okay, another realization that I'm facing right now is that, especially as a beginner, calisthenics, am I an athlete? Come on, I'm an athlete, right? But as a beginner, here's my probably unpopular opinion, is that stretching is probably more important than the actual thing. Why I say that is that a lot of my exercises require my body to be mobile. And I got a cramp while I was flexing on my pull-ups. I don't even know how I got a cramp on my legs. It is so strange. But I realized that just jumping straight into the exercises, you do risk a lot of injury. I got a strain on my shoulder because I arrived at the park and I just started doing pull-ups immediately, and that set me back by about a week, I think for us as beginners, it's very good to just incorporate the stretching, make it part of your routine so that you get used to it, because you don't want to make stretching secondary and get used to the life of not stretching. I think when you watch a lot of expert calisthenics channels, they will tell you that they wish, the information that they wish they got at the beginning, is stretching is one of the things that they always mention, because you will get a lot of injuries. You need to get your body prepared. You need to get your muscles warmed up. And it's really true. And my hot take is, at the moment, while you're a beginner, it is probably more important than the actual exercising. And that's what I'm discovering at the moment. Yeah. So another realization is, every day is a battle between the you of yesterday and you from today. What this means is, you are gonna go through a lot of emotions. You're gonna go through a lot of doubt. You're gonna go through a lot of battles internally. I always find it difficult when I feel like I had a really good day the previous day, and then I probably ruined it by eating something I probably shouldn't have, and the next day I'll wake up and it's always just that thing where it's like, what's the point? You look at your body, nothing seems different. It's really demoralizing. You need to always fight demons about yourself. You need to, you know yourself better than anyone else, right? And I know my weakness tends to be, I do want to feel like I am making progress. And when I feel like I am not making progress, it sets me back into a mode where I'm like, then what's the point? And that's something that I'm still struggling with on my journey right now. It's something that I obviously have to constantly work on, to always try be better than the version of myself from yesterday. Whether it's the version that didn't go to gym at all, whether it's the version that did go to gym, it's always gonna be a constant battle to try be better. The me from yesterday was planning to really kill it at the gym today. And today, when my alarm clock rang, my body was just so heavy and I just could not summon the energy to go to the gym. And it's almost like the me from yesterday was winning against, or rather the me from today was winning against the me from yesterday. So those are the internal battles that are always gonna be gnawing at you, especially as a beginner. So that's where I'm at right now, and that's part of the lessons. Alright, last but not least, guys, I think the most important thing that I'm learning right now is preparation is key. I cannot emphasize enough how much you need to take this seriously, especially when this is important to you. You do need to be prepared. I had the arrogance of thinking that I knew what I wanted to do. I knew that I wanted to have a full body workout, or I wanted to do a push-pull day split. But the thing is, once you get to the gym, there's so many things around you. Even if whether it's a gym or a park, you get there and all of a sudden you're confused as to what to do. You start doing pull-ups and they're too heavy for you, and now you want to do push-ups. So basically, you need to train with a purpose. You need to know what you're going to do when you arrive, what exercise you're going to do first, and what you're going to do at the end. I know how it is. It happens to me all the time. So you need to be prepared, knowing what you're gonna do. Sometimes, now, since I'm not working out at a park, I work out in a gym. I'll arrive there and the gym is somewhat full and you need to adjust. So prepare for that also. Just wonder, like, if you can't do push-ups, will you do free weights? If you can't do free weights, will you do push-ups, and vice versa, So just be prepared with it, and it is gonna be very beneficial for you. All in all I can say is that this journey has been wonderful so far. I've stuck with it for about 2 months and I'm really happy with it. There has been ups and downs. There's been bumps along the road where I wasn't as faithful to myself as I wish I had, but I'm still here, still standing, still trying to do my best every day, showing up as honestly as I possibly can. I'm still trying to document this journey for everybody to see. If you are still walking this journey with me, please just be patient and let's get this, It's a beautiful thing. I'm glad I made the decision to take this on board, and yeah, let's just see how it goes. But other than that, let me know if you guys have had any struggles at all. What have you learned in your fitness journey so far? And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.